in the neutral zone as he chips it in. The Coventry player is Craig Weller will try to tidy this up around the back of the net, and here he comes. Craig Weller, the NHL player, of course. He's looking a lot sprightlier than he did yesterday. He couldn't quite detect that puck. There's Jason Robinson. He's going to be a big cog in this Coventry machine tonight is Jason Robinson. And the chance of Weller go up, a very popular figure since his move to the Cardiff Devils in November. And his Antti Kokova, the NL player, but Weller breaks in again, he shoots, and he saves in the breadbasket. But it's good pressure from the Devils. Aaron Nell and Owen Fussy, and that's a good hit from Weller, and that's called by Dean Smith. And an interference call, but I thought that was...
I thought Weller hit his own man there.
I think Fussy was definitely in control of the puck at the point of contact, and I thought maybe it would have been elbows that were called at the beginning, but interference is the call from Dean Smith.
Certainly got the skill players up front, Luke Folger, Greg Chambers, he's got to come to play tonight, but I think this is where they're going to get their best chances to score, is on the power play.
Historically, of course, Coventry Blaze have an excellent power play, and there'll be a whistle here, and that'll be a Coventry penalty. Dean Smith will call holding the stick, a call we don't see much these days anymore.
The Devils will be hoping to keep the pressure on, keep that traffic in front of goal. Bradvott's going to stand right in front of him now on this power play, and they're going to have to rain those shots in and make him work for every one of those saves.
Shot from it, it's a goal! Kenton Smith rips the puck past Brett Yeager. And that's exactly the start the Devils will be looking for after last night. Coventry's offensive zone penalty comes back to haunt them. Cardiff Devils 1, Coventry Braves 0, 13:52 left to go in the first period. Here Cardiff again through Beerbreyer. Oh, he hits the post.
Oh.
The shot from it just falls, and is it there? Dean Smith says no, and if it is a no, then Ryan Finnerty is denied from an excellent pad save.
Yeager just got anything he could in front of the puck there, and that was superb play from the Coventry Blaze goaltender yet again. Now McRae at the other end of the ice, he just did a great bit of work in the Devils zone there, just showing what a great two-way player he is for the Devils and what depth he gives them.
And that'll be a penalty. Cross-check from behind. I don't think there can be many complaints from the Coventry player.
McRae making a real nuisance of himself in front of the net there, exactly what the Devils have got to do, and he did a real good job there, but Yeager coming up big again.
Here's Pele again. Oh, it's a goal by Stuart McRae, and there it is. That's what we talked about on the power play. An excellent little drop pass by John Pele, and after the Blaze bright start to the second period, they now find themselves 2 goals down. Stuart McRae makes it Cardiff Devils 2, Coventry Blaze 0.
The cries of goal going around the arena for this Devils team. Stuart McRae right on cue, proving your point there, Gaza. How important is he there, and what a shot from him. I think that's his 7th goal of the season, but some really important goals, and he found himself in the right place at the right time there on a great pass, great drop pass from John Pele.
And it'll be a call on the play, and he's called interference on Max Beerbreyer. I can see what Dean Smith was thinking. I don't think it was much of a check in it so much, but he maybe did stake a claim to Ross Venus's ice. And Devils will collect with Weller. Good long pass to Pele. Pele's in, and he doesn't score. Yeager with a pad save, but again, there was no deke from Pele. And here's 2-on-1 for Coventry. Aaron Nell shoots in the breadbasket of Lyle in the logo, and Goling gets it. And there's a good save by Lyle. And it's going back and forth like the proverbial seesaw.
Another plus for the Devils.
Owen Fussy comes in around the balls to Greg Owen, but Greg Owen dispossesses it. 2-on-1 if the Devils can use it. And they do. It's Ryan Finnerty. Ryan Finnerty, and he shoots and he scores to John Pelly! And is that finally the goal that breaks the Coventry Blaze spirit? It's John Pelly from a feed from Ryan Finnerty to make it Cardiff Devils 4, Coventry Blaze 0. Not going to trouble Jaeger from there, and Robinson with a tired play, but it actually broke into Ross Venus. Ross Venus, what's he going to do? Adams, the wily veteran, just stands him up. And you've got to feel a little bit sorry for Ross Venus. This isn't really the situation that he'd like to be thrown into, but I think you could maybe draw parallels to Ben Davis as the puck tries to find his way to Fulgham, doesn't quite, and Chambers again with a lovely pass to Carlson. And that's a good hit from Voth again, finishing his check from the player who just released the puck.
That's perhaps a symptom of Robinson's tiredness there, just perhaps a little bit of a hold on McRae, and it took a while to get back up there, but no call, probably the right call in the end. But for a guy who should have been or was hoping to be home with his family over Christmas, to be coming out here and putting in these minutes is fantastic testament to the man.
Weller through. Weller, it's a hook, and is that a penalty shot? He's given it.
Penalty shot.
He's given Weller a penalty shot. This is the second penalty shot of the Cardiff Bay Arena this year. I don't think we've seen one in the first 5 years of the tent. And
Dean Smith had no hesitation there, did he? And I think we could all see there that it was the right call to be made. And this is what the fans want to see now. The NHLer coming down. Perhaps
Tom Murdy probably didn't expect this when he came put into the net at the beginning of this period.
But what a chance for him as well. But this is what the fans want to see now. This building's going to go electric if Weller scores.
Weller, 1-on-1 with Murdy. He dances in. Is he going to deke? He dekes, and it's a shot to the post. And Tom Murdy will credit the save. And I wouldn't put it past Murdy to put that on his highlight DVD.
I think that's definitely going on the highlight DVD. It'll go on the CV. It'll go on everything, I think. And Craig Weller, having played as a forward in the NHL as well, he knows what to do around the net.
And the Devils will have to have one eye on tomorrow evening now.
Absolutely.
It's a massive game against Belfast tomorrow. Top of the table clash.
Well, I think that's the sort of game that Championship sides at least managed to get a point out of on the road in Belfast. But a huge break for the Devils last night with Belfast losing at home to Braehead.
That's a wicked shot from Zanon.
And Finnerty
and Carlson have gone. And we didn't think there would be and Finnerty is unloading on Carlson. Finnerty is unloading, and you got to hope that Dean Smith is going to keep the physical part of this game going, or else Finnerty, for continually unloading, may be in a bit more trouble than a simple 5-minute fight, because Carlson is not the sort of player to do that.
There might be an instigator here for Finnerty as well, I think. I mean, I'd have to see, it was right in our corner, so we didn't have a great view, but it may be that Finnerty started. Well, I think it's pretty clear that Finnerty started that one there. So
they've got. Carlson's going straight off.
He's gone.
That's interesting. I don't know whether he did something before the fight that started Finnerty to do that.
Finnerty was certainly wound up there, wasn't he?
Certainly was, and it's not in keeping with the game that's gone on so far. They haven't been niggling each other. They did fight earlier on in the year.
Yep.
That is a hangover, but Carlson's gone straight. I don't know whether he's got a cut. He may have a cut from the fight, but it's unusual for him to have gone out. He looked a bit huffy. He looked a bit angry.
And it doesn't seem in the Devils' interest, really, other than to please this crowd, for their captain to have a fight at this stage. You've got to think something's gone on there.
You know, he plays the game with a heart in his sleeve, and maybe that's a bit of an understatement for him sometimes.
I think Carlson's been chippy all night. There's no doubt about that, and he's tried to lead his team from the front as a Coventry Blaze player checks themselves into the board. But for Finnerty to have done that, there must have been something more.
The beauty of this game is we don't get to hear what goes on the ice. I've been watching the HBO 24/7 series of Washington and Pittsburgh in the build-up to the Winter Classic, and I urge anyone to check that out. It's a real insight into how hockey works on and off the ice, and you won't believe some of the things these players actually say to each other. You wonder why there aren't some more fights here week in, week out. But the Coventry players will try again. They haven't really got this set up on the power play as they dip into their second power play. That's offside by Farmer. Offside. Adams makes sure Cowley goes down.
And he's dumped for his troubles.
As Mark Richardson avoids the advances of Farmer. And the puck will eventually find its way to Voth. I think Voth's tempo was excellent. He shoots and scores! And there it is. His tempo has been rewarded. And that is the icing on the very, very nice cake. It's the Cardiff Devils 5, Coventry Blades 0.
What sort of angle Chambers had, but
it was quite a Greg Chambers-esque rich shot, really. Found the top of the net, and I'm quite glad that Bob got that goal. His tempo has been excellent this evening. And he's been criticised by some quarters of the Devils fan base for not bullying teams this year. But I really do think he's bullied the Blaze at certain aspects of the game this evening. And that'll be goalie interference, will it? No, Dean Smith has given the goal. And that's a chip down for Tyler Michelle.
Still pumping those legs, Michelle.
Could be the first minute, not the last. And he tries to find McRae, and he doesn't, but Tyler still has it. And is he going to get that shot off? Is he going to get a wraparound? What's he going to do? And there it is. That's all she wrote. So the festive period of 3 games in 3 days for the Cardiff Devils has seen them take all 4 points against the old enemy, the Coventry Blaze. We're going into the second half of the season. That's a massive 4 points, isn't it, Ali?
Absolutely huge for the Devils, especially with Belfast losing last night. The Devils win their games in hand, they're top of the league. And having the nous to beat this Blaze team, any Blaze team, no matter how many players down, are always going to be competitive. And they've been clinical over these last 2 days. Not at their best last night, but still winning on penalty shots. And then coming up with a big win tonight and really punishing the Blaze, exactly like we said. Hard forecheck, screening the goalie, and they got their rewards in the end. And eventually, the heart stayed, but the legs told for the Blaze tonight, and the Devils came out on top.
So we roll into Belfast tomorrow. How I wish we could be broadcasting that game for you from the Odyssey Arena. It's a real top-of-the-table clash, and never has a game in Belfast been as important and pivotal as tomorrow evening's is.